Okay, guys, how you doing? Hello, everybody. How are you? Great to be here as always. Today is Wednesday and it is the 20th of August. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. I certainly have done. I've been here, grandkids sitting, day 2, last day tomorrow. They're coming over to see us here on the boat tomorrow. Yeah, last couple of days I've been up at theirs. Let's bring you up to date then. As far as the OES is concerned, we haven't got anything new there, but that is where the link is going to be for tomorrow's webinar. That kicks off sharp at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There is a worldwide clock converter that is in your OES. You can use that if you want to, and that will tell you what time it is. Please make time for it. This is going to be, in my opinion, a very important webinar. Why? We're talking about the SEC case, and our CEO Ashmi Farah is going to break it down for all of us, and we're going to obviously have a lot of our own questions and other people's questions answered by him. It really is important to understand the whole of the SEC case. Like I said yesterday, there is certain individuals that are cherry picking parts of the SEC and using it for their narratives that they are trying to portray. And I read the 10 pages myself. It's a lot, and I mean a lot of court and technical jargon that's in there, and we really are looking to our CEO to give us the breakdown of really what the outcome of it is, and I'm sure he's going to do that all for us tomorrow. So make sure, if you can, to make time for that. It's going to be aired on a lot of different YouTube channels as well. Again, whatever channel you're watching it on, guys, please subscribe and like it. That helps to grow that YouTube channel, but more importantly, it helps for exposure for us moving forward in the next phase. That really is what we are looking to do, is to spread the word. 20 channels, Chris Johnson has just said there, that's how many it's going out to. So whichever one you land on, please subscribe to it, and obviously you can watch it from there, or you can choose to watch it on any one you want. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to be there tomorrow with bells and whistles on, and I'm sure our CEO is going to bring us some fantastic news tomorrow, and maybe a few insights for the way forward as well. So come along tomorrow. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I said yesterday, I've got something to bring to you, and for me, it's almost this topic that I've got today, the importance of role models in business, is almost as important to as a business as the person who's in charge. It means an awful lot, doesn't it? Being a role model. I mean, some people are elevated to that role model status, and they don't really think or like having that status, but because of their personalities, because of who they are, they become a role model. Chris Johnson's here. He's become a role model in his own right for being him, you know, having a heart for humanity, for having a fantastic outlook on life in general, and this is where we look at him as a role model for that. We are very lucky that we have a CEO, Ash Mufareh, as a figurehead and role model for all of us of how to basically live better lives, but also how to make money online. This is where we look to him as a role model. So let's get into it then for today. Share my screen as always. And we will, let's have a look. We go on to Chrome, open that and share it. Here we go then. I quite like this topic when I was looking at it. It was something that made an awful lot of sense to me. So role models in business are crucial for inspiring, motivating and guiding individuals and teams to achieve their full potential and contribute to organizational success. So let's just take that one part here now. When you have a role model in front of you, it's all very well us looking at a role model and wanting to aspire to what that person is trying to achieve. But in the same instance, that role model also knows that his or their influence is important for what they are trying to do as well. It becomes a double-edged thing as far as role models is concerned. So not only do we inspire to being as that person is, we are motivated to be like that person is, we're also guided by that individual of how to be better, I suppose, to help with our teams, to achieve our full potential as a person, but also we contribute towards any organizational success that role model might be part of. We've heard it on so many occasions, haven't we, from our CEO, how important we are to the business itself, how we are important to him. He is always asking for our input. He is always asking what we think about things. He is a very open book, and this really is something that we look at him for within ourselves, how to be a better person, how to aspire to be somebody that is more caring, is more giving, has more of a compassionate heart. This is what role models are all about, is to instill or show through themselves of who they are, how things can be done better. Now, I'm not just talking about how to make money. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how having that right role model can make you a better person because of what they are. It makes you more inspirational to be that person, to follow their guide, to follow their lead. And this in turn really does help us and a business as well. They provide tangible examples of desired behavior skills, values, fostering a positive and productive work environment. Role models are also facilitate skill development, promote leadership, and can significantly impact career aspirations and decisions. Now, I certainly know that from our CEO's point of view, many of that criteria has rubbed off onto many of us. I certainly know myself that I have certainly changed over the last nearly 8 years now within this business. I certainly know that I have learned a thing or two about what is needed from me to help you guys. For instance, I've taken that mantle on of wanting to help other people, the same as our CEO wants to help people around him. I've learned that for whatever reason, I'm okay at doing this. You like the way I deliver things. And in turn, I've learned to hone my skills to give you things I feel are going to help you. And then hopefully, in turn, you'll be inspired by me, or you'll learn something from me, and then duplicate and replicate what that is going on. This is the importance of having a good role model, because it really helps to develop other people, to hone their skills, and to promote leadership. This is what we're all about, isn't it? There is plenty of room for everybody. There is no king of the castle for us. It's all about helping as many people to succeed. That's why I loved the name change of our group, Success with Ashmi Farah. Why? There's room for everybody. You know, there is not one at the top and then there's a filter down and all the rest of it. No, no, no. It is all about getting everybody going, getting everybody to a place of where they want to be. Everyone has different views on this, of where they want to go to, where they want to aspire to be. And this is where we all come in individually, is to help people to be that role model for others. Even if you're a role model for one person, you're still a role model. And that is such a amazing thing, to think that somebody looks up to you because of who you are. Fantastic. You couldn't ask any more than that, can you? And then that does not have a monetary figure to it. It makes you feel good inside when you know people are looking at you as a role model because of who you are. So let's have a look then at some of the skills transfers and developments of role models. Role models possess valuable skills, knowledge, and experiences that others aspire to acquire. Absolutely, do not disagree with that whatsoever. That is part of the reason why we look up to other people, isn't it? Because we want to aspire to have that knowledge and experience and skill set that those other people have. By observing and interacting with role models, employees can learn from their expertise, problem-solving approaches, and decision-making processes. This is where we say always, if you can surround yourself with successful people, guess what's going to happen? That rubs off onto you as well. Who you hang with really does help. One of the best sayings that our CEO, in my opinion, has ever said is, how you do anything is how you do everything. And this is very true. Everything that you do should have a thought process to it, no matter how big or how small it is. It also facilitates skill transfers and accelerates professional development. And if you can understand why you are doing something, then that gets then transferred onto the people who are looking at you as a role model. It brushes off, in other words, onto people around you. This is why it's so important that whenever you are doing anything in front of people, whether it's lives like I do, videos, talking, socializing, and all the rest of it, always be mindful of you, what you're saying, how you are, and try and be that person that other people want to aspire to be. It's not always easy, is it? But in general, try and think about things a little bit more. Inspiration and motivation. Role models serve as a source of inspiration, motivating individuals to strive for excellence. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that they motivate people to strive for excellence, but I certainly believe that role models certainly help people aspire to be better people of themselves, a better model of themselves. This is certainly something that role models want to do, is to encourage people to better themselves. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to aspire to be better. And whether that is individually as a person or whether that is monetary wise, both of those certainly become both of those are certainly something that role models look at, is to help other people be better versions of themselves, because it's going to aid them. And if they are within a business that role model is in, help that business to succeed. This is where we all come in with this business, isn't it? The better we are, the better the business is going to be moving forward. And that is the trade-off, I suppose, of where role models certainly get the benefit of inspiring other people, because it then comes all the way back around and it helps that business to succeed as well, because everyone is making themselves a better version of themselves. It really does help. Also, witnessing their achievements and success stories encourages employees to set higher goals and overcome obstacles. I talked about this, didn't I, not long ago, about when you are achieving things, set smaller goals, things that you can achieve, rather than having bigger goals which are a lot longer and further away. To keep that motivation, to keep inspired, to keep having achievements really does, and those success stories, having smaller goals along the way really does set a good example of how to achieve things, but also encourages others to do exactly the same. Again, this isn't rocket science. This is all about helping people in small ways for them to achieve small steps that mean an awful lot to them. For you, they might be small. For others, they're massive. And this is why every small step should be encouraged, should be celebrated by as many people as possible, because it certainly helps everybody collectively if you aspire to be able to help others to achieve those goals. And the last part of this is they provide tangible examples of what is possible, inspiring others to push their boundaries also. Helping others to succeed really is something that makes you feel good. It makes you feel good inside that you have actually been that person who has been inspirational in that other person to achieve those goals. I've had it many times in my life. I had it when I was in the army. I was a drill and weapon training instructor teaching new recruits back at depot in the late 80s. I wasn't the nicest man on the drill square. In fact, I was pretty horrible, really, but I had a job to do, and my job was to turn 16 and 17-year-old kids, I suppose, into soldiers in a 10-week period. And you had to be tough on them. You had to make hard decisions. You had to be, I suppose, that nasty little man on a drill square. But then it came to passing out parade after the 10 weeks, where they're there on the drill square, all their family come down to see it. And I had it on 2 occasions where I was introduced to the family, and this little guy who turned up as a snotty-nosed kid who ended up being a fantastic soldier after the 10 weeks, turned round to his parents and in front of me said, Corporal Redfern, I'd like to thank you for making me the man I am today. Now, that's inspirational. I wasn't particularly nice to them, but I had a job to do. And when people turn back to you and say these kinds of things, that they are thankful for your help, what you've done, your inspiration, for being that role model, for showing them the way of how to do things, then you really do know that you are helping somebody to better themselves. And really, if you can do that through your life, you know that you have achieved something extra special, because it's not about money. It's not about gratification. It's about looking at somebody else blossom, turn into something better than they were when you first met them. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you to ponder those thoughts for now. Make sure you are here tomorrow. I'll be doing a warm-up first at an hour earlier. So it'll be midday for me. Okay, that'll be for 20 minutes or so, getting you fired up and ready for the webinar that's coming your way at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Keep an eye out in your OES for that link. Otherwise, just choose one of the major YouTube channels and it will go live at 1 p.m. Eastern on there. Okay. Obviously, you've got choices. You can go wherever you like. I'd love to see you on my channel, but you can go wherever you like. It's not a problem. Whichever channel you're on, please, guys, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell so you'll be notified when that channel uploads any more videos. Talking of videos uploads, before I leave, I have uploaded today a few brand new song by Johnny Linver. Amazing, mate. Honestly, where he gets it from and the lyrics are so on point. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at it. Make sure you circle back onto his channel and subscribe to that as well. I've also put OP Digital Blueprint up there, a little short by Gina Lever, which is excellent, and also Comfort Comforts from last night as well. Again, guys, all these channels, they've all got links back to their own. Spin back round and do that as well and subscribe. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it's got your thinking caps on. I hope it's given you something to ponder about how to help others. That's it from me. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.